Hi, Adrian here with some more strategies for helping you get your shit together. Welcome to episode 6. So this is a continuation on from last episode where we were looking at what it takes to achieve sustainable weight control throughout your life. So no crash dieting here. A quick recap, first of all, on the 4 obstacles that can get in the way of us controlling our weight. The first obstacle was not focusing on both the quality and the quality of your food, both quality and quantity. Okay, a lot of diets focus on just one or the other, but you actually need to deal with both. Obstacle 2 is not taking care of your gut. That's about eating quality food. So it's getting the type of food that you eat. It's about getting that right. And check out the last episode for more information about that. Today we're going to focus on the third obstacle. That's getting the quantity of your food wrong. Guessing how much food to eat and getting it wrong. We regularly do that, all of us. We take a guess and we get our portion control wrong and we end up eating too much on a consistent basis and then wondering why we can't lose weight, or we don't eat enough and we're too skinny, we don't have the body that we want, we can't gain muscle. Okay, so hope you're paying attention. Going to run through this pretty fast. This is how to get your quantity of food exactly right, and in the process, get the body that you want. Okay, going to break it down in 10 steps. The first step, yes, and you've seen I've got the trusty whiteboard here ready to go. The first step, because we're going to be doing just a little bit of maths, or I'm going to be telling you the maths behind the principles anyway. There are websites and calculators to help with the maths, so don't panic. Number 1, understand the science of energy balance. Imagine scales. On one side, you've got how much energy you're using day by day. On the other side, you've got how much food you're eating day by day. If those are in balance, then you don't gain or lose weight. If they're out of balance, either by accident or deliberately, then you will lose or gain weight. It's just a question of numbers. People often say, does it make a difference what time of day I eat my food? No, it makes no difference. You could eat all your calories, if you physically could, in 1 hour of the 24 hours, and you would still get the same results. This is what the studies show. Also, and this is going to sound a bit controversial, but the quality of food makes no difference when you're counting the calories. It makes a difference in lots of other important ways, but not when it comes to calculating the calories. And the calories, pure and simple, are the amount of fuel that you need day by day. So you could fill up your calories on really rubbishy processed stuff like sodas, Coca-Cola. You could get all of your calories from that, but your body would be malnourished because although you've got enough fuel, so to speak, you haven't got all the nutrients that food also needs to give you. Also, when you're eating processed food like that, you're going to be actually, it's going to lead to more cravings. So more cravings for more crappy processed stuff. That's because of the additives that they put into processed food, and also because of the gut flora getting out of balance. So when the bad gut flora, the unhelpful gut flora, starts to outnumber the good stuff, then that tends to lead to cravings. But so the main point, number 1, energy balance. That is how it works. One side of the scales, food in, other side of the scales, energy out. Number 2, you need to get a little bit of gear to do this process. You'll need some kitchen scales, some bathroom scales. They both need to be digital because they need to be accurate. And you also need a fat caliper. That's a little device that you just use to measure the fat at a certain point on your body. It costs about $10. I'll send you a link to ones that I recommend. They're widely available and not expensive. Okay. Number 3, calculate your base calorie numbers. Now the first one is called basal metabolic rate, okay? BMR. Check out this calculator that I'll link to below, where you put in a couple of details like your age and your weight, and it will tell you what your base metabolic rate is. This is how much energy your body is burning without taking into account how busy and active you are. That's the next step. So this is number 4. Calculate your total daily energy expenditure. Okay, that's total daily energy expenditure. So we're adjusting this one. This is the baseline. We're adjusting it upwards to this one according to how much exercise you do per week. Okay, I'll put a link to the formulas below. There are a few different formulas. But all you need to know is that you're adjusting this number up by somewhere between 20 and 50%, depending on whether you do, say, 1 hour or 6 hours of exercise per week, or if you have a physical job, that kind of thing. There are websites which have these formulas ready, so you just plug in the numbers and out will pop your total daily energy expenditure. That is your personal baseline based upon how much exercise you do and your body. But it's not guaranteed to be accurate because these are just formulas based on the general population and each body is a bit different. So there is a little bit of trial and error in this process, but that's okay. The point is that once you've got your total daily energy expenditure, you can adjust it up or down according to whether you want to gain or lose weight. Now you want to go up or down by about 10% from your total daily energy expenditure. Some people make the mistake of cutting food right down when they're doing a crash diet and they're on, say, maybe 50% of the calories that they need. That's bad news because your metabolism gets stressed out. It slows down thinking that it's in a starvation situation. It hangs on to fat and it makes, you're going to be cranky and miserable. You're not functioning at your best and you're not going to have sustainable weight control. Likewise, if you're trying to gain weight and you think, okay, I'll add on an extra 50% of calories so that I get to my results quicker, again, that's a bad idea. You're going to stress your metabolism out and you're going to feel bad. You're not going to get there any faster. Okay, so once you've got your total daily energy expenditure, you adjust it according, let's say we're trying to lose weight, so we take it down by 10%. That gives us our target calories for meal planning, which is the next stage, because it's all very well knowing your numbers in theory, but it's no good unless you actually translate that into the food that you eat day by day, right? Okay, now you might be thinking, this is often what people say, right? Adrian, you want me to count calories all day long, every day? Okay, that's going to take like 8 hours. I might as well just give up my job then. Okay, fine, and then I'll sit around counting calories all day long. Not realistic. Thanks, Adrian. But actually, let me reassure you that once you've set this up, once you've got it figured out, it's pretty easy and straightforward to mesh it into your day-to-day existence, even if you're busy, even if you've got really hectic lifestyle, demanding jobs, demanding family commitments. It is possible. It does take a bit of effort to get it set up, but once you're there, you just have to tweak it as you go along. Right, so number 5, point 5 of 10, make a meal plan with foods that you like that add up to the target calories. So this is the fiddly part. You can use, there's some good websites out there which will give you the calorie values of different foods according to the weight. So you want to look for like 100 grams of chicken gives you this amount of calories, and you put that in your spreadsheet and you add it up so you can see your daily total. Or you can use one of the websites that helps you track your calories as you go along. For example, there's caloriecount.com or myfitnesspal.com. Link to those below. And then, okay, point 6, you need to measure out your food using your digital kitchen scales as you serve it. Okay, your friends and family might at first think you're a little bit crazy, that you flipped out, and that you're going super anal in measuring out all your food. But once they see why you're doing it and see the results that you can get with this, they will understand, I promise you. Now, if you're eating out, it's more difficult. Some restaurant chains now are starting to provide calorie details. If so, that's great. You can keep track of your calories. If you're going to another restaurant where you have no idea, you can take an educated guess with the help of some of these websites, but it is more difficult. So bottom line is, it's easier to control this stuff when you're making your own food at home. And by all means, pack it into lunch boxes, take it to work with you. That's the easiest way to do it. Now, number 7, weigh yourself every day. Log it in your diary. Weigh yourself every morning at the same time before breakfast without clothes, because clothes will distort the figures slightly. Step 8, measure your body fat once a week using the fat caliper. Takes about a minute to do that. You don't need to do it more often than once a week, but you can track your fat loss or gain week by week. And guys, you want to be in the range of about 8 to 16%. That's kind of optimal. Women, it's around 16 to 25%. That's a bit controversial. You'll see online that often it's given as much higher than that, but perhaps the bottom line is that you can look at photographs online of women with different bodies with different body fat percentages. You can get a feel for it. So this body is 20%, this body is 30%. See which you feel more comfortable, more of a connection with. What's the body that kind of lights you up as like, okay, that's the body that I would dream of having, and you can go for it. You can do it. Now, okay, number 9, point 9, we're nearly there. Observe your progress, adjust your plan week by week as necessary. You don't need to fiddle with it day by day, you just need to make the plan and stick to it. And adjust calories up or down by about 100 to 200 calories per week, no more than that, because you need to, again, it's about being gentle with your body, not shocking it too much by overloading it or under feeding it. And aim to lose about half to 1 kilo per week. That's 1 to 2 pounds. Or if you're gaining weight, you want to be about half that. So 0.2 of a kilo to a kilo. That's half a pound to a pound per week. That's if you're gaining. If you're in that zone, you're in a sweet spot. You know that it's working. Any more than that in either direction can be problematic, as it's a lot for your metabolism to deal with. If you're not getting any movement at all, you know that you need to adjust your diet plan, either up or down. Now, there are some like hacks and tricks, ways of like working these meal plans, slotting foods in and out, which I'll go into in another episode. But for now, I just want to give you an overview, and believe me, it is possible. It sounds like a massive pain in the arse at first, but it's so powerful, and once you're used to doing it, it's really quick, and then you've got complete control over your weight. There's really, when you come down to it like this, there's just, it takes all the mystery out of weight loss. It's just science. All bodies work on this energy balance principle. There are no exceptions. I've heard people claim of exceptions. For example, I met a shaman, or shaman as you say in the States, in Peru, who swore that he claimed swore that he lived for several months just by staring at the sun every dawn and every dusk, but not scientifically proven yet. Unless you're like that, then your body works on this energy balance principle too. There are some curveballs that can disrupt the process a little bit. For example, if your gut's out of balance, it won't absorb the same nutrients from food as a healthy gut. Similarly, some metabolisms are faster, some are slower, but you'll figure that out as you're adjusting after you've calculated your total daily energy expenditure, and then adjust up and down to find your baseline. You'll get a feel for whether you've got a totally average metabolism or one that's a bit slow or a bit faster like mine. So I have to bump my calories up a bit. Mine would be around 2,300 to maintain, but actually would be around 2,300 according to the calculations, but in reality it's actually about 2,800. Just an illustration. I will also link you to the plan that I used myself over the last year to gain 10 kilos. That's 20 pounds and 22 pounds, and also lost almost all of that as an experiment and part of a bodybuilding program. Now, using this method, you'll also be able to work out your macronutrient balance. What does that mean, Adrian? That means your balance of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. All calories that you eat fall into one of those three categories: protein, carbohydrates, and fats. There are there are endless arguments about what balance you should get those in, but that's a subject for another episode. And the bottom line on that is that humans all around the world eat massively different balances, and they survive in style on radically different balances. So, I just want to finish off with a word about the final obstacle to weight loss, which is the absolute biggest one, because you can know all of these mechanics to how you get to the weight that you want, but still not do it. Why? Because something's going on in your mind which is blocking that. For some reason you've not got the determination to stick to your meal plan, let's say, or you've not got the determination to ignore those cravings, or you've not got the drive to get down the gym or whatever it is, go play football, whatever it is, whatever exercise you enjoy. Why not? It's to do with mindset, and we're going to be talking about that in the next episode. Please sign up for my newsletter. Show me some love, show me some support. I really appreciate that. Share this post, and give me some feedback if you've tried some of these things. Let me know if you think it's working or isn't working, and I'll help you troubleshoot. Okay, more good shit coming next time. Thanks.